Hi and welcome to Digital PR Explained. My name is Jane Hunt. I'm the CEO and co-founder of JBH, the digital PR agency. And today I'm going to be talking you through digital PR, what it is, the benefits of it, and I'm also going to show you some case studies. So this should be fairly quick, but hopefully really useful, and it will give you a really kind of rounded view of what digital PR can do for brands and the benefits, because I think it's so much more than just a link building tool. So my aim today is to prove that to you, and I'd be really interested in any comments and yeah, just your thoughts in general. So let's crack on. So when budgets are really tight, marketers need to do so much more with less and really be able to show the value and investment of digital PR. And it can offer so much more than just links. So yes, backlinks are important. We've built a whole agency around backlinks. However, they are just the start of what digital PR can achieve. So building links is kind of the fuel for your website and your brand. It's everything you need to kind of give it that lift, not just in the rankings, but also for your brand. So you're fueling your website and your brand at the same time. And I think this is what's really cool about digital PR. So let's have a look at what is digital PR really. And I know there's lots of definitions out there, but I think it's quite important to have a look at it in a holistic sense. So for me and us at JBH, digital PR is like the intersection between SEO, content marketing, and traditional PR. And I say that because we're using traditional PR techniques and content to build links that will supercharge your rankings. And whilst that's great, there's so much more that we can do with digital PR. And at JBH, we believe that your brand is just as important as backlinks, and the two should complement each other. And we've had so many conversations with brands where they've said, oh, we're working with an SEO agency, they built loads of links for us, but they didn't really seem to care about our brand. And the brand wasn't at the heart of their digital PR or backlink strategy. So ours is very much at the heart of our strategy. And to show you what this looks like, this is kind of from our reporting, and this is impact scores. So for every link we build, or every link we earn, because we never pay for them, always earned, we score those links on two things. So the brand impact and also the search impact. And, you know, you're probably very familiar with kind of the search kind of impact, you know, as in kind of the domain authority of the link or the domain rating, the geographic relevance, the topical relevance, where that link points to, all that kind of thing. But we also very closely look at the brand. So we're interested to see what key selling phrases we might have in that coverage, whether there's a stakeholder mention, like how are we positioning your brand within that coverage? How is it mentioned? Is it just mentioned on its own? Are there other brands mentioned in that coverage too? So all these things are really important, and this provides an overall score across brand and search for every link we build. And we're doing this because we believe that we're not just here to kind of build links, we're here to enhance your brand reputation and also protect it. So our aim is to earn the best quality backlinks to build your visibility in search, but also to position you as the expert within your marketplace, show off all that experience and knowledge that you have internally, and build credibility and trust with journalists and audiences too, because that's the added value of what we're doing here. And we also know that if there's more people seeing and talking about your brand, then there'll be more people searching for your brand naturally as a result. So one of the things we do is also within our reporting and monitoring, we look at your brand share of search. And this is the volume of search queries for a given brand in proportion to all the search queries for all the brands within your marketplace. And obviously we've got an illustration of that on the right here, so you can see what that actually looks like. So we know that we're having some impact on kind of share of search, but we should be having some impact on share of search. And we're going to measure how much this goes up or down while we're working with your brand. Obviously, we're aiming for it to go up, and I'd be very surprised if it went down, but it's a very useful metric to keep an eye on, as well as the normal kind of traditional SEO metrics. And we want to see that share of search increase, as that's a great indication of your brand health. And obviously, digital PR might not be the only activity you're working on in terms of marketing, but it's a very good indication that everything you're doing is working, everything's going in the right direction. Because if your brand share of search is on the decline, then that's a predictor of your brand health, and naturally we'd expect that organic traffic to decline as well in kind of 6 to 12 months, if that's what's occurring. And this is just an example of what that looks like, that brand share of search over time. So this is kind of one of our clients, and you can see that nice kind of monthly search volume for the brand increasing. So how can we impact commercial objectives? So we've talked about kind of, we've explained kind of what digital PR is, and it's the intersection with SEO, content marketing, and traditional PR. But we know that, especially at the moment when, budgets are under the microscope, the C-suite is looking at the value and ROI of everything marketers are doing. So it's so important that we also look at commercial objectives. So we know that as much as links are essential for SEO, ideally you want to be able to see the actual impact of those links on the business. And this is kind of whenever we have a new client come on board, or also during kind of the sales calls before they, actually are onboarded, we're always asking our clients, what does success look like from a business perspective, not just from an SEO perspective, but a business perspective? What are the specific goals that we can try and tap into with our digital PR? Because if we can do that, we're much better placed to show the impact that digital PR can have on your business. And then it's clear for management to see the value, the ROI, and then also reinvest into digital PR next year. So I'm going to share 3 examples of where JBH is building more than just links with our campaigns. So the first one we're going to focus on is building brand fame. And this was a campaign that we're still currently outreaching for an e-learning brand called Preply. And this just has had fantastic results. And it was a really simple premise. And we used a simple campaign. So we used a survey and added TripAdvisor data to rank the nicest. And also we got the rudest cities off the back of this data in the UK. And obviously we pitched this to all the nationals, all the regionals across the UK, and got some amazing results. But I don't want to just focus on the links here. I also want to focus on kind of the brand impact, because it had such an impact on social media. Obviously, when you're talking about kind of the rudest cities, obviously a city is going to be ranked the rudest, and in this case it was Manchester. And Lad Bible picked this up, obviously kind of commented on, you can see Preply is mentioned. They also kind of describe how this data or how the survey was put together and the results. And obviously, sparked a lot of conversation, 75,000 likes and upwards. So many comments, and some of the comments were quite funny, and everyone was very surprised that London didn't come out on top, but there you go, you can't argue with the data. So yeah, this did very well across social media. Got picked up by the Metro, got picked up by the Manc, and other regional social media networks as well. So I just thought I'd show you what this actually looked like. So it's really nice that we can use digital PR to not just build links, but to actually start a conversation. And all these people that maybe didn't know about Preply before now suddenly know Preply exists and have a reference point, and Preply are part of this massive conversation. So this is just added value from what digital PR can achieve. And here's a bit more from the Manc. And as you can see, there's so many likes, there's so many comments, and it's just a really fun campaign. So in terms of the results, first of all, let's have a look at the brand results. So this was shared with 14 million people on the official Lad Bible Instagram page itself. And that's just the start. So obviously there were so many more people that saw this across all the other social networks that shared it. And then we had so many comments. So this is just the comments from Lad Bible, 75,000 plus likes, and amazing brand awareness for Preply from the Lad Bible feature alone. And then from an SEO perspective, we're still outreaching this campaign, but currently we're looking at 40 links. So they're all over a domain authority of 30. 46 placements in total, which includes kind of brand mentions as well, and any links that are below that domain authority. The average domain authority was 54, which is very good. And this was specifically targeted at UK publications. So 100% of that has been picked up in the UK, which is what we're after too. And then just to add to that, so the blog page where the campaign sits already ranks for over 150 informational keywords in the key territories of UK. And we've got an estimated 71 million views across publications and social media, which is huge. So the next case study I'm going to share is us exploring digital PR in order to hit some commercial goals. So this was a campaign we did with the Bottle Club, and it was a dream job campaign with some really dreamy commercial impact too. And it was so simple. So we invited everybody to become to compete in a competition to become the espresso martini tester for a year. Basically, this was a kind of a typical dream job campaign, but I think what's different about this is how we set it up. So not only did we pay somebody to actually do this, or the company did, but also we made sure we set it up specifically to maximize the commercial value from the links and the traffic that we built from this. So this is just some of the coverage from OK magazine. And these are the results. So this is what we want to see, where we can have a commercial impact for a brand. So off the back of the campaign, there was a 600% increase in sales. And the position, the ranking, keyword ranking, for espresso martini bottle increased from 100 to position 6 following this campaign. We also managed to secure 1,000 email signups. We made sure on the landing page, if you applied to become an espresso martini tester, you automatically went onto their email newsletter list. And off the back of that, there was an 82% increase in traffic from the email subscribers, which had further impact on sales too. So how did we actually do this? And there was quite a simple mechanism for this campaign. So the actual theme was perfectly targeted for lifestyle press and their target audience, and it was really well optimized for internal linking to the product page. And by completing the dream job form, applicants already became email subscribers, as I mentioned, gaining all that extra info and additional chances for us to generate sales as well. And this campaign has been entered into so many awards and won so many, and these are just a few of them as well. And that's because of the commercial outcome of this digital PR campaign. So the final case study I'm going to share with you is about increasing rankings. And this is when we were working with Workwear Express, and they wanted a very targeted approach to digital PR. And they operate in a very competitive but niche industry. So they really wanted the PR strategy to focus on increasing rankings for specific keywords and increasing search interest for the brand. So because it was so targeted, we very much focused on highly relevant publications, anything where the kind of target audience might be sitting, anyone who might be kind of purchasing workwear or might be kind of in that general vicinity. So this is just some of the coverage that we built. It was very much utilising their internal expertise to build links to very specific pages on their site. So this is how we did it. So the campaign executed for them aimed to build a range of UK links to identify the key category pages from relevant industry, B2B and consumer sites. And this used a blend of reactive, proactive and thought leadership or thought leadership-led features and newsjacking tactics. So it was a blend of activity that was really quick to produce, really quick to get out there, but made sure we could actually specifically target coverage or links at specific pages on their site so they could see the impact of the links we built. And a key element to the success of this campaign was the relevancy of the expertise we were pitching. And I think that made a huge difference. So if you're pitching expertise to authoritative publications, then you're much more likely, or the journalist is much more likely to include a link to a category or product page. But if there's no relevance between the expertise you're pitching and the page that you're pointing the link to, then you may well not get that coverage or link in the first place. And you definitely won't get that link pointing there. They might just point it to the homepage, for example. So it's that kind of utilising that internal expertise and that relevancy to publications that made this so successful. So in terms of the results, we worked with Workwear Express on this for 6 months. And in that time, we increased first page rankings by 597. And we also increased the number of referring domains by 35%, and page rankings were up. So there were 149 pages that had rankings increased for them over that time. And then just to give you a more specific breakdown, we have particular keyword increases. Obviously, we're focused on driving links to specific pages, and therefore we could see the direct impact between the links we built and that keyword increase. So obviously here you've got kind of work clothing, started at position 6 and finished at position 1. Work uniform started at position 53 and finished at 6, etc., etc. So you can see directly where we've targeted links to specific pages and keywords and the impact of those links that we've built. And this is just a graph of the increase in referring domains over that time. So how can JBH help? If you're experiencing any of these pain points, then I would recommend you have a chat with us. So we are talking to many brands right now that are doing digital PR, either in-house or with agencies, but whoever they're working with or whoever's doing it doesn't seem to be building the right links, and they don't seem to be having any impact. And I think that's very common right now, that an agency might have X kind of link KPI, and they might be hitting that link KPI, but what's the actual value? What's the outcome of that activity? And often it's not there, and that's the problem. So when you're looking for budget for digital PR and you've been doing it previously, if you can't prove the impact, if there's no actual visible outcome from that, then it's very hard to get the budget again. And we've been talking to brands that just feel like their agency is just building links. They don't care where those links are built. There's no focus on kind of authority, and there's no focus on the brand and how that brand is positioned within that coverage and the wider impact for the brand and its reputation. So we're very much concerned with brand, and I've got a slide to show that in a moment. And obviously you've seen that from how we score the links we build, but we're very much hot on just really understanding what you do as a brand, your products, your audience, and what's important to you. So what do you really want to get across within that coverage that we're building? And if you're struggling to prove the value of digital PR, like I mentioned earlier, you might be getting X number of links, but you can't see kind of the value or any ROI off the back of that activity. So if you're experiencing any of these, if these scenarios sound familiar, then we can help with this. We have a very targeted approach to digital PR. We know that there's so many more values that it can offer, kind of beyond just building or hitting a link KPI. And we are very much concerned with putting your brand and your commercial goals at the heart of everything we do, because we know that in order for us to continue working with you, we need to be able to show the commercial impact of what we do. So for more information about JBH, for more case studies, etc., I suggest you head over to jbh.co.uk and find out what we can do for you. So thank you for listening, and do pop any comments underneath. Happy to answer any questions about digital PR too. So again, thank you for your time. I hope this has been useful, and see you next time.